Hello, my name is Timothy. I'm the founder of the e-commerce brand Ecom, and in this video I'll show you how to scale your e-commerce brand very fast. And I don't want to brag or anything, but here you can see the results I have had with my own brand. So if you ask yourself, why should you listen to me? Well, because I've done this myself already before. Here you can see the revenue of the last 12 months, which is over 3 million euros in revenue. This is the brand. I'm completely open about it as well. It's a direct-to-consumer cosmetics brand. We're selling products for people with curly hair. You can Google it yourself. Here you even see myself on the website. It is all legit. So let's get right into it. So as you could see, we have achieved some success so far with the brand. However, it has not always been like this. I launched Eve Curls in September 2022, and I did not see any real success until November 2023. And that was because I just did not realize the most important elements to scale your e-com brands. So I'm making this video such that you can learn from my mistakes. So in this video, I'll guide you through what you need to do to grow your own brand. So let's start off with what is the most important factor to have any success in your e-commerce brand, and that is product market fit. What that means is that there needs to be a demand for your product. So you need to have a great product, but not only a great product, there also needs to be a market which demands your product and you can sell it to. Because you could have the best website, the best ads, even the best product, but if there's no demand, you will have no success. How can you spot that? And how can you identify if there's any product market fit? Well, you could think about, are there any successful competitors already selling this very similar product to you? If that's the case, then it probably shows that there is some demand because the other companies are successful as well. Or have you launched your initial ads? Have you launched already some initial ads? And are you getting some sales? That is also a very good sign. Even though maybe you're not profitable, you don't have the best website, the best ads, but if you're having some initial sales, that already shows that people are paying and people are putting in their credit card details to buy your product. That is also a very good sign that there is some demand for your product. And also, most importantly, are you solving a real problem? Because that is what you do with your brand. Basically, people are having a problem, you're giving them a solution, and they give you money in return. So are you actually solving a real problem? If you're solving a real problem, people will be willing to pay for it. So these are basically different things you can look at to identify if you have product market fit, because without proper product market fit, it will be very difficult to scale because just no one wants to buy the product. Even though how great it is, if people don't care about it, it will be very tough to sell anything. Once you've found your product with product market fit, so a product which has demand, you need to have a decent website and offer in place. And please don't overcomplicate this. Don't spend weeks to create the perfect, beautiful website. Just have something in place which works, which is okay, just to start off. Like, you can always optimize later. And one thing which I want to stress is that you should not price your product too high. It is better to start low, to test if there's even demand, and then optimize later. Because it is something which I've experienced myself with Eve Curls. At some points, I placed my product way too high and I was getting such low sales because people were just not willing to pay so much. And then I decided to lower the price and I became profitable instantly. So that's why I want to warn you, please don't make this mistake, because if people will not buy your product at a low price, they will also not buy your product at a high price. So the reason of not having a price which is too high but having a low price is that you can, because you're still in the testing phase, you're still testing out, am I able to sell this product? That if you have a low price, at least make sure that price is not the issue and that there's something maybe with just the product or with your website or with your ads that you need to improve. But that price wise, you cannot make any improvement. It will not be great if you have an amazing ads and you spend so much time in the other parts, but you're just not selling anything because you priced your product too high. And then website wise, you just need to have the basic elements on your store, which helps you to convert potential customers. So as I said, don't overcomplicate this. Just have a simple website. Look at other big e-commerce companies that are doing a great job. Look what they're doing and just do something similar. Get inspired by them, because this the basic elements what you need on your website is just clearly state the benefits of your products. If you're selling a sleep mask, for example, clearly state what people gain of using this product. So talk about that they will have a better sleep quality, that they will not be tired anymore during the rest of their day. They will have a more happy life. Talk about these. So don't only talk about features, which is about, for example, the material the product is made for, but talk about exactly what people gain of using this product. Like what is in it for them? How does their life improve? Next, just have good product pictures. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated. Just have some good product pictures where you state all the information about products. You state some benefits as well. Maybe you show some customer pictures. Just have a couple of them, but just have something which is decent. Shouldn't be perfect, but just have some decent pictures. Maybe take, for example, for the first picture, there are a lot of people on Fiverr, for example, which could create an amazing 3D mock-up for you that you don't even need a product, like a real product picture itself, which in most of the times even looks better. That's also what we do with our brand Evos. These pictures are of our products are 3D mock-ups. These are not real pictures and they look beautiful. You can easily find someone on Fiverr who can fix this for you. Next, on the website, you need social proof. So just state things like all the reviews you've had, happy customers, places where you have been listed in, things that proves to the customer that they can trust you. So like just you can paraphrase a review, you can show we've had hundreds of reviews or a picture of all your happy clients. Things like this make it less risky for the customer because this potential customer never heard of you and now they land on a random website. So they need to be convinced that they can trust you. And just having such elements will really help them to get over it. And then lastly, offer a guarantee. Like offering a strong guarantee can help you loads. So that could be something with a great money back guarantee, such as that, let's say you're offering skincare product, which will help you improve your skin on your face, for example. If you because of course you need to have a good product. So if you're so certain, tell people that they can try the product for 14 days, for 30 days, however long you want. And if they're not happy with it, they can just send it back and get all their money back. Because as I just mentioned before, people, they don't know your brand, they never heard of it. How can they trust you? But by offering such guarantee, which you should be able to, because if you want to build a long-term brand, your product needs to be of quality, then you can just offer it. And if you're scared that people will take advantage of it, just try it, just see what happens. We are offering a very similar guarantee as well, and it works very, very well with very low return rates. People are not really taking advantage of it because people want to use your product. They want to buy your product and be happy, and they want to achieve what you promised to them. So offering guarantee will help them to, basically really make the final decision. Then once you have your decent website in place with the proper offer, like with a not too high of a price, especially in the beginning, you can optimize it later. Then the next step is to advertise your products. And I would heavily advise to advertise on Meta and use a CBO structure. This is a campaign budget optimization structure. It is very, very simple. And what you need to do is just create a new ad set for each concept. So for each concept is, for example, one type of ad with 3 to 5 different hooks. And all these different ads, put them in one ad set and just launch it in there. And then Facebook will do all of the work. They will think about which ad they need to spend money on, because you're not smarter than the algorithm. Just let it do the work. This is what for our brand, for almost any other brand which I've seen so far, is really working the best. It doesn't even take much time. It barely takes any time. And you can focus on what is most important, that is just making creatives. So once you've created this simple CBO structure, you need to set a target NC CPA or NC ROAS that you want to hit. So NC stands for new customer acquisition, or new customer ROAS, or whatever metric you use to measure your ad performance. And why we're talking specifically about new customers? Well, that is because what you want to do with your ads, you want to acquire new customers into your business. Like you want to grow, you want to gain market share, you want to acquire new people. That's why it's very important to look at new customers. How much do you spend to get a new customer? to buy your product. So once you've set this target, I want to hit this number. For example, you could say you think, okay, I'll be most profitable if I hit a NCPA of where I have a 15% margin, and then you calculate it. And then once you've set your target, you need to look at the average of the past 3 days. Like if you go back in the past 3 days, what is your average NCCPA? If your NCCPA is lower than your target, then you increase your budget with 10%. If your NCCPA is higher than your target, so actually you're less efficient than you want it to be, then you decrease your budget with 10%. Like it is very important to have some sort of structure, because you should not use emotion when media buying. This is very dangerous. Just look at the numbers and adjust your budget based on that. Just really look on hard data, which shows you the actual performance, and adjust your budget. And also, so this strategy, it really shouldn't take long, so that you can focus on the most important thing, which is just making creatives. This strategy should just not take more than 20 minutes per day, or maybe even shorter. It really depends on how many ads you're producing and launching, because it takes some time to upload them into the ads manager, etc. But this is really something which should not take more than 20 minutes per day. Maybe a bit longer if you're launching tens of ads per day, but if not, it really shouldn't take a long time. So basically, as I said, have a simple CBO structure, have a target NCP ROAS which you want to hit every time. Look at the average of the past 3 days, and then just increase your budget based on these numbers by 10% every single day, or decrease it if you don't hit your target. And don't use emotion, please. Then, as I said, media buying is not the most important thing. Like you need to have a proper structure in place, which the CBO structure is. But what you need to focus on is on producing a lot of creatives. So first of all, it's important, just learn it yourself. Learn all the skills which come with producing creatives, as this is maybe even, especially in the initial stage, the most important factor which will grow your e-commerce brand. So it is important that you understand it properly, and then slowly you can build out your team. Hire editors, hire maybe script writers, just building it out to pump out even more volume. But in the beginning, I highly advise you to learn this yourself, because this will drive all your growth. So first of all, what is the first thing you should do once you have your product? Well, you should map out different personas which can buy your product, and angles in which you can sell your product. So maybe different use cases for your product. So as an example, for earplugs, there's ways like earplugs, like a big brand selling this is called loop earplugs. It's this type of product, as you can see here. It is, let me close it off. It's this brand. So they're selling these type of earplugs which block out noise, basically. Different angles in which you can sell this product would be, for example, to prevent hearing damage during a festival, or better focus during work, or to fall asleep more easily, or maybe even many more. These are all different angles in which you can sell this product. And then there are also different people you can sell the product to. So for example, college students. So you could sell to college students who are going to house parties, or college students who are not the ones that better focus during work, but better focus during their studies. Or maybe a 40-year-old who's not going to these college house parties, but maybe to different kinds of events where there's also a lot of noise. Or a 40-year-old who is working at his job and wants to focus more. Like, this is what I mean with different people you get, different personas that could buy the product. So you need to really map out the different personas and different angles, and then you basically have different, for each angle you have a certain persona which works. And now you just create ads for these angles and these different personas. Just test loads and see what works. So gain feedback, see what works, and then deep dive on that. So you can create different types of ads. One is static ads, and another one are videos. Statics are just basically pictures. The great thing about them is they are simple to produce. You just use a nice visual, a headline, you maybe use some additional text elements, and you have it. It's very cheap and simple to produce, and you can really test ideas. However, you need to check for your brand, because maybe for your brand or your product, it is easier to convince people with videos. And so don't neglect them. Don't go for statics because they're easy, but try really both things and see what people respond the best to. But usually a combination of both works best. And some brands maybe use more statics and they see better performance there. And some brands use more videos. With our brand, for example, we are doing more videos, but we also have some very great statics. And for videos, you just need to then write scripts to address a certain persona with a certain angle. And I would just follow this very simple structure when creating a video. Just start up with a hook, then you introduce the problem, then you're giving the solution, you are showcasing the benefits of the products, you're offering a strong guarantee, maybe even adding some social proof as well, and then you finish with your call to action. So, for example, this could be coming back again to your skincare product, and you let's say you have a product which helps you with acne, and then the hook could be something like, "Do you also struggle every day with acne?" Something like that, which is something which catches the attention of the person. Then you introduce the problem, like for example, a script like, "Oh, I've been having acne for the past 10 years of my life, and it made me, and it really was really difficult to be confident with it," things like that. You really talk about the problem which you've been experiencing, or what your potential customer has been experiencing. And once you've introduced this problem, you can come with a solution. So, well, last week I found this product of brand XYZ, and it helped me to solve my acne problems. So that's how you introduce a solution. Then you talk about the benefits. This product is, you can talk about your features, what it has, what kind of ingredients it uses, and the benefits that now you can walk confident through to your school. That it really boosts your confidence, or any other benefits of your product. And you can finish off with some social proof that they already have at more than 1,000 customers, or that they've been mentioned in all these magazines. If that is the case, of course, don't lie about it. And you can also offer then a strong guarantee as well. And the best thing is that if you can try it out, and if you're not happy, you can just get all your money back. And then you finish up with a call to action, which then be so if you also want to get rid of your acne, then please go to the website and check it out, something like that. Just like, this was just a very simple ad, top of my head. And as you can see, like, when you follow the simple structure, it becomes more easy to write the scripts. So once then you have a script, you can do multiple things. You can give it the script to a UGC creator to basically record the video, or you can use some AI software which will help you record the video, or you can just record it yourself. You can yourself do like you're a customer. You can even make a video from like the founder of the brand. These videos are doing very, very well. So that's something as well what you can do. And then you need to make sure that you have loads of B-roll shots. So with B-roll shots, I mean like just basically videos and pictures of your products and of your happy customers. Because once you have that, you can use like the person who basically talked about the script, and you can use then all these B-roll shots together to edit the video and get the final ad basically. And that is how it looks like. And then it's just about doing this process over and over again, and you create more and more ads. That's what it is. You're doing this process more and over again, creating more and more ads, and you just learn from what works. You just launch ads, different angles, different personas, launching it, and just seeing the results, which ads to get the most spent. Because coming back to the CBO structure, when is an ad good? Means it gets spent. So because Facebook decides which ads it will spend on. So if your ads get spent and it has a decent, for example, CPA, ROAS, not able to see your NCPA in Facebook, but you can use maybe like as a proxy for that, just use basically the CPA. And if it has these metrics, then you know it's a good ad. And then you know, okay, this works well. You need to focus more on it. So it's just about launching more. For your perspective, we are launching hundreds of concepts. So not ads, literally concepts every single month. So if one concept has maybe 3 hooks, we are launching over 1,000 of ads every single month. That is what we're doing. So you can really cramp it up. If you're only testing 5 concepts a week, bump it up to 30. Like start slow, but keep increasing and eventually get an editor that you really can bump up the volume. But just test as much as possible, see what works and pivot. And then finally, what is very important is that you need to know your numbers and focus on profit, not revenue. So what you need is just like, you don't need anything fancy. Like just having a simple Excel sheet where you track all your sales and ad spend every single day suffices already. So what you do is then in this Excel sheet every day you calculate your NCCPA. You do this on a daily basis. And this is a very simple formula. This is just your ad spend, for example, what you get from Meta if you're advertising on Meta, and you divide it by your new customers. So this is something which you can find in Shopify. If you go to your reports, you can see how many new customers have bought your product and how many returning customers. Then you look at new customers, you divide it to, and then you know how much you spend on average per new customer, which is your NCCPA. And then, as I said, you adjust your ad spend levels on Meta with like the 10% up, the 10% down structure based on this number. But besides tracking your revenue and your new customers, it's also very important to track any other costs you make when selling your products. So, for example, your product costs. And I would advise insert this in your Shopify. And because when you create a product, there's somewhere where you can enter your product costs. So once you insert this in your Shopify, you can easily in your Shopify reports just find your total product cost of last week or yesterday, because it will automatically calculate it for you for all different sales you've had if you have properly submitted this number in your Shopify. But then you also need to add the shipping costs which you've had, any VAT, transaction fees, or maybe like that okay, when you sell your products on average 5 or 1% or 2%, whatever it is, of people will refund the product. So also already deduct these costs, because you make this revenue but you need to refund it. So also already deduct this. And now, so these are really all the variable costs basically. So the cost you make when you're having a sale. And then with these costs, you can calculate your contribution margin. So your contribution margin is your revenue minus the costs above, and which are mentioned here, and minus your ad spend. And this number will give you the real profit you make every single day. So really look at this number. Look at this number, not only the percentage, but look at like hard dollars, euros, whatever currency you use. Look at this number and optimize for this. Try to maximize this. So, because optimize for profit and don't optimize for revenue, because with revenue, you can't pay the bills. You need to make profits to pay the bills. So please, and especially if you're starting out, don't have a lot of experience, don't try to play this game of, in the future I will have returning customers which will come back and I will lose money in the beginning. Just try to be profitable in the beginning, especially if you don't know what you're doing, because that is a very, very risky game. And please only look at these things once you've gained more experience, once you've made some profit, made some sales, you gain more experience, then you can maybe look a bit further and maybe accept a loss. But in the beginning, just optimize for profit on day one. So to conclude, so what you need to scale your ecom brand very fast is just have a decent website. It does not have to be perfect, but just have something which is okay, has the important elements on it, and also use a simple CBO structure. Like just let Meta do the work. You're not smarter than the AI of Meta. Just let them do the work. It also takes very little time and you can focus on what works best, which is producing lots of creatives. Learn this yourselves, learn the entire process, create them yourselves, and then build your team up from there once you boost up your volume. And also track your numbers daily. Really know your numbers. You need to know how was your performance yesterday? How was your performance the week before? And optimize for profits. Don't optimize for revenue. Really, you need to know how much profit you made yesterday, 1 week before, 20 days ago, 12 days ago. You need to know that. And then optimize for this number. So that is really all you need. Very simply said, to scale your ecom brand very fast in the initial stages exactly. I hope this video really helped me. It would if I would have seen this video a couple years ago, it would have helped me so much. And to finish it off, my brother and I have just launched the community called Brand Elevate, where we help e-commerce entrepreneurs who are struggling to scale their brands to grow to six-figure months. My brother and I will there basically personally help you to go to the next level. And we've done it before. You can learn from our mistakes. And what you will get by joining this community, you will get hours of pre-recorded videos. You'll get direct access to us through a private Slack channel, weekly live calls where you can ask any question you have, and a community with like-minded brand owners. So if this sounds like something interesting to you, please check out the link in the description. I really think this could help you. This would have really helped me so much. It would have saved me years of trying, really, if I had something like this in the past. So that's why we are launching something like this. So check out the link in the description. And that said, please subscribe to the channel as more content will be coming. And let me know in the comments what topics you want me to cover in future videos. See you soon.